right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Tonight, new information about the teenage tourist who lost her legs after being hit by a car. What the I-Team uncovered about the man who hit her. Plus, leaders in the region try to help the family.
We want her to know that we care, that St. Louis cares, that we're better than this.
Plus, catching up with the king. NASCAR legend Richard Petty explains his secret to success.
A weather first weather alert for a windy Wednesday. We're tracking when a line of intense showers and storms moves through and the threat that may come with that line.
Right now, those storms are still developing, but could just be hours away from arriving. Good evening. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking the timing of those storms. Scott?
You know, we've been watching this for a couple of days, and the ingredients appear they may come together tomorrow for us to have some active weather. Now, that's going to be during the day tomorrow. Overnight, we may have some showers and thunderstorms before daybreak, but it looks like most of that would be north of St. Louis, and the likelihood of any of them producing severe weather is awfully slim. So our weather headlines tonight, sure, there's a chance we'll have a rumble of thunder towards daybreak with some showers, especially north of St. Louis. But it's the showers and strong storms that come through with a wind threat, mainly from 11 o'clock until 3 o'clock tomorrow, that we are most concerned about. You see that severe weather threat, it's a level 2 out of 5, stretches from St. Louis north into Illinois and then southwest down along 44 and back to the west. So the main threat would be for winds, and this is a conditional threat. In other words, we need to have some sunshine in the morning to really realize those stronger winds. Right now, anything showing up on your radar on the app or as you see here on the screen, that's all aloft. What we're really watching is what's much farther to the south and west, how that impacts us tomorrow, and the timing on all of it coming up in just a few minutes, Mike.
And remember, you can get the Weather First forecast anytime. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355, and we'll send it straight to your phone. Tonight, a strong and growing show of support for a Tennessee volleyball player who lost her legs after being hit by a car in downtown St. Louis.
New tonight, our Robert Townsend is live downtown to tell us how the community is now helping Janae Edmondson and her family. Robert.
Ann and Mike, the Pray for Janae GoFundMe account is still growing. It is definitely the good news her family could use right now. From her office in Clayton.
Just tremendous sadness and outrage.
Kathy Osborne, the president and CEO of the Regional Business Council.
Concern for her and for her family.
Couldn't stop thinking about Janae Edmondson.
I heard she had a volleyball scholarship to college.
Like so many St. Louisans, Osborne has never met the talented teen from Tennessee.
It's heartbreaking.
Her heart aches after hearing the 17-year-old who came to St. Louis to play in a volleyball tournament downtown was struck by a car and critically wounded Saturday night. Police say Janae and her family were walking back to their hotel when Daniel Riley sped down St. Charles Street, failed to brake, hit several cars, and pinned Edmondson. Security cameras caught the horrific crash on video.
It's beyond imagination, and that it happened here makes it more personal.
In court Tuesday, Janae's parents said they're struggling how to tell their triple threat athlete she no longer has her legs. Janae loved to play volleyball, baseball, and softball.
So many people that I've talked to have just, it's like St. Louis is grieving.
Edmondson's mom told a judge, quote, "It's so wrong. I'm so distraught. I felt like my soul has been ripped out. His actions were his own choices. My daughter has always chose the right actions. It was no regard for life he had that day." The good news, the Pray for Janae GoFundMe page to support her family is quickly reaching $200,000. The Regional Business Council and Explore St. Louis each donated $10,000.
We want her to know that we care, that St. Louis cares, that we're better than this.
Now, Mayor Tashara Jones is echoing that today in a statement. The mayor said in part, quote, "My office has connected with the Circuit Attorney's Office and judicial partners to review the processes that led up to this preventable tragedy." Jones adds, and we're quoting here, "Our city can and must do a better job of working together to hold those who endanger our communities accountable." We're live downtown. I'm Robert Townsend. 5 on your side.
Prosecutors in Riley's armed robbery case say one of the reasons they didn't go to trial was because the victim was dead. Our I-team found he's actually alive. Tonight, his father spoke exclusively to our Christine Byers.
Is your son alive?
Yes, my son's very much alive. He's playing basketball as we speak right now.
Jim Dandridge contacted the I-team after we reported St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner's office told us his son was dead. It's why her office said they weren't ready to take Daniel Riley, who's accused of robbing him at gunpoint, to trial in July of 2022.
And it makes you wonder how inept they are and how many times it's happened in the past.
What did the assistant prosecutor in this case tell you on that day that you were supposed to go to trial?
She just got back from her honeymoon and she was prepared to go forward with the case.
Dandridge spoke on behalf of his son, who still fears Riley and the 2 other men accused of robbing him back in the summer of 2020.
Well, the prosecutor needs to stay in touch with their victims and find out what's going on. You know, how would they know if he moved or if he's alive or dead?
All of the robbery suspects were put on house arrest with ankle bracelets. Dandridge, a retired St. Louis police officer, was shocked that they weren't kept in jail from the start.
This isn't a guy just stealing a car or a property crime. This is an armed robbery. I mean, my son's lucky to be alive.
And he is alive.
Yes, he's very much alive.
The I-team obtained records showing Riley violated his GPS monitoring system about 50 times before he was supposed to go to trial, and another 40 times since. Dandridge said his phone started blowing up after Riley was identified as the driver who caused 17-year-old Janae Edmondson to lose her legs.
But I somehow felt responsible for this little girl being injured.
What message do you have for the girl's family?
I'm sorry for what's happened to you. We tried our best to put this person in jail for harming my son, for robbing my son. And I'm sorry that St. Louis has let you and your family down. This should never have happened.
I asked Gardner's chief warrant officer why the office told me Dandridge was dead. He's not sure how the mistake was made, and he said the judge was notified of violations and chose not to revoke Riley's bond. A spokesman for the court said that's not the case. For the I-team, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
For the latest developments on this tragic story and how to help the victim, check out our coverage on KSTK.com and on the 5 on your side app.
Just a few hours ago, students at Liberty High School in Lake St. Louis gathered to remember a student who was murdered. 15-year-old Lydia Elking was shot and killed Saturday night in St. Charles. Our Laura Barczewski was there and spoke with Lydia's classmates.
They all say that she had such an energetic spirit, that she was always having a good time, always smiling on her face, always happy and always a loving person. And I think that's such a respectable thing to hear about her, and such an honor to support her today.
Liberty High School students Charity Edney and Layla Thornton say their fellow classmate Lydia Elking was loved by so many and had a big impact on her friends and soccer teammates, which really showed by just the sheer number of people at the stadium memorial.
I think everyone that has spoke about her, posted about her, said something, has all said that she had a smile that lit up the room, and just a personality that brightened every place that she walked into.
The St. Charles Police Department says Elking was in a car with a 17-year-old boy near Oak Avenue and Perry Street on Saturday, where they were meeting 2 other teen boys. Suddenly, that meeting took a turn, and the teens said they were going to rob Elking and the 17-year-old, firing shots into the car, shooting Elking. The boy she was with drove straight to the hospital where she died.
It's very shocking, just because, high schoolers get in car accidents, or high schoolers, you experience those things, but I've never heard of someone I know this close passing in such a tragic way.
Organizers of the memorial event say they honored 3 students who died, including Lydia Elking. They hope this event helps the community heal.
I think it just shows the community that we have here, the unity that we have at Liberty, and our community that can come together and really just love on each other, hug on each other, pray for each other, show support, and I think that's what we need right now for sure.
Reporting in Lake St. Louis, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
The 2 teen boys arrested in this case are also facing robbery, assault, and armed criminal action charges. They're currently being held in the St. Charles County Detention Center.
Tonight, a man is in police custody after his grandmother was found stabbed to death inside of her South St. Louis home. This happened around 10:30 this morning on Weber Road off Morganford and Union. Investigators say the victim's grandson called 911 himself, saying he stabbed his grandmother. No names have been released and no word on a motive.
New tonight, a triumphant tribute to Black history in St. Louis. An African-American heritage celebration was held in the rotunda of City Hall. One of the highlights of the night, an African drum performance from a member of the group Africa Alive. The performance consisted of crowd participation and a fun celebration of diversity.
After this, we'll have an Irish American Heritage Month event. We've had historically an Asian, specifically Islander American Heritage event, and we'll have a Hispanic Heritage Month event as well. Every culture that has contributed to our city is important, and we ought to recognize that as a city government.
5 awardees were recognized tonight, including 14-year-old Sky Miller, who created the Sky Cares initiative, distributing thousands of care packages to people in need.